This is a horror game with potentially disturbing content. Potentially disturbing. It's likely to contain, tonight's episode, monstrous creatures, violence, death, darkness, tiger sounds, failure, secrets, ghosts, permanent character death, and, as always, questions as to the nature of our own reality. Viewer discretion is advised. Deception is a right. Truth is a privilege. Innocence is a luxury. Knowledge is death. Delta Green is a paragovernmental organization that exists to confront and silence the forces that endanger humanity. Born of the U.S. government's 1928 raid on the degenerate coastal town of Innsmouth, Massachusetts, the covert agency known as Delta Green opposes the forces of darkness with honor, but without glory. Delta Green agents slip through the system, manipulating the federal bureaucracy while pushing the darkness back for one more day, but often at a shattering personal cost. But in this case, it seems worse than usual. What started in 1995 as a missing persons investigation in New York City has become a nightmarish collapse of reality as a whole. The agents of M-Cell, after barely surviving an infected psychiatric hospital, were then marked as vectors of the cancerous play The King in Yellow and went on the run from Delta Green itself. They fled from an undead Delta Green hit team all the way to the ghost hotel known as Broad Albin, which exists in the space between our perceived reality and the realm known as Carcosa. Bit by bit, as reality collapsed to fall in line with their own madness, the agents found the Whisper Labyrinth, where they're searching for a bottle belonging to someone named J.C. Linz, the supposed author of The King in Yellow. All they know is that this bottle will grant them passage somewhere, and if they can bring it to Linz, they can maybe return to a pale reflection of what they once thought was real. Whether or not they will still want to go there is a question that's best left unanswered for the moment. But last week, as they searched this never-ending maze of stone for the one bottle that they need, like a needle in a haystack, they manifested the return of Robert, the book salesman. But alongside him, within this pitch-black tunnel that is neither a cave nor a bookstore, but some sort of conflagration of the two, they now see a creature resembling a tiger, composed of dripping wet paper from old books with a mouthful of rusty nails and razor blades. On site, at an estimate, weighing in at around 2 tons. Before they can find J.C. Linz's bottle, before they can escape the Whisper Labyrinth, their first mission is now to survive. Agents, I'm going to pull you over to this super cool, super awesome map that we made. We don't usually use maps on this show, but in this case we shall, just because I want to know where everyone is and what everyone is doing. The first thing that happens is, whoopsie, what? Agent May just disappears. There's King in Yellow fuckery, and he's just not there at the moment. Perhaps he slipped through one of those escape doors that you guys keep finding. Maybe he is on a different plane of reality already. We don't know. But he is currently not around to help you. Not that he would be a intense help. Not, you know what I mean, right? He reads tarot cards. He's an Instagram influencer. So the people who remain are Robert, Agent Maltese. Ooh, loud music. That's fun. Wow, hold on. It's too loud. I did a mistake. Robert, Agent Maltese, Agent Mayday, and Agent Million. The way that initiative works in Delta Green is the party with the highest dexterity score goes first. So I'm going to put our turn order up on here just so everyone can see it. But safe to say, it's not in your favor. So by my count, and folks, correct me if I'm wrong here, the first of the team to go would be Tommy. And Tommy, you have a dex of 14, correct?
Damn right.
Damn right. Why did I not write 14 there? There we go. Oh, 14. There we go. Next of the team would be Marianne. Marianne is working with a 12. Put a 12 up there. The next in order would be Thelma. And Thelma has a dex of 11. Mm-hmm. And then Magus would go somewhere after that, if he were here. Now, there's two other parties to account for. There's the Tiger, and there's Robert. One of them is going to go before everyone, and one of them is going to go after everyone due to their dexterity scores.
One.
Any guesses?
I think Robert's just like extremely fast, like secretly the Flash.
Maybe, perhaps. Or maybe Robert has a dexterity of 10.
Oof.
And maybe the Tiger has a dexterity of 20. Now, this paper tiger, right, this thing made out of books and stuff, I'll tell you, pretty dexterous. This is not his top statistic. This is not in his top 3. And so, the tiger starts first. And what the tiger does is, as you all come around this corner, I think we said last week that Robert was in the lead. Mm-hmm. And he was leading you on, and he turned and he said, "Oh no, my friends, what have I led you into?" And that's when you heard, and this enormous tiger with book bindings and loose sheets of paper charges towards Robert. He's going to just use all of his action to get right up there, and he is going to not do anything else, because if you'll remember in combat in Delta Green, you get an action. And so this tiger's just going to charge at Robert. And he can't really attack this turn. But Robert looks like, he should be terrified, and he probably is, but he's also completely insane and completely at the whim of the King in Yellow, so he's not showing it. Next in order is Tommy. So Maltese, this tiger just charged up, and you can see that the paper that it's composed of is like wet, like almost like a paper mache sculpture that hasn't dried. It is damp looking, but is intimidating, and it's breathing down on Robert. What does Tommy do here?
Not enjoy this question. This is very interesting because I did give a peek at my firearm skill and remembered, oh, right, I have none. So I think what he's going to do is something dumb. I'm going to swing because this thing's made of paper and I have an axe.
Yep. Sure is. So you step up to the tiger and you're going to take a swing at this tiger thing here?
Yeah. I'll give you a melee weapons roll to remember.
Please do. The tiger does not attempt to dodge. The tiger stands there and takes it.
Wow.
So 96 over a 58. So, Tommy's fumbling with it. He's trying to get around this corner, but Robert is kind of in the way a little bit. And maybe by instinct alone, Tommy is trying not to hit Robert. So maybe if he thought about it for a little while, he wouldn't care either way, but you do not hit. That is the end of your turn. Yeah?
No, I have actually a special ability that lets me go twice. But yeah.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Marianne, you can kind of see this. There's there's books all around. There's some toppled over bookshelves here and there, but you can see past Robert and Maltese, and you see this enormous figure. And I'll keep in mind, it's pitch black in here, right? And you had those guns with the flashlights on them. But imagine fighting something like this in close quarters in complete darkness.
Okay. I guess we should solve that. I'll move upward, and I'm going to take out the other. I'm going to dual wield mag lights.
Yeah.
So we can see.
So you're just gonna do you make a pun at all?
No.
Okay. Not like I'm gonna shed some light on this situation or something?
No, she just
okay.
Whips out a second mag light so Maltese can see.
Excellent. Maybe that's why he missed the first time. Who knows? Maybe he had the mag light in his mouth and it was a whole thing. And okay. Marianne is done. Thelma, you're up next.
So I'm split between two puns. So
Okay.
I'll make up for the fact that Million didn't want to make a pun. So my idea, did you say that it was dripping wet?
It does appear to be at least moist.
Okay. That's not according to plan, but I'm going to see what I can do with it anyway. My first pun is, it's a good thing there's a firefighter in the room. And the second one is, I'm not the type to usually burn books, but...
These are great lines.
Thank you. Except it's not going to go over as smoothly as as I made it sound, I think, because first of all, I can't move. Oh, wait, because it's wet and I don't know if I can light it on fire just yet.
Interesting. How are you planning on doing this? Like hold a lighter up to the bottom of it, or do you have something more special planned?
You know, you said there were a bunch of books that were scattered around, right?
Yep.
So I might actually take a moment to grab one of the books on the floor.
Okay, you pick one up. Just a brief look. It's called The Sleeping Man's Library by Robert Harcourt. Grab it.
It's a book. I grab it. It's a book. Is this also wet?
Nope. Cool. It's bone dry.
I will try to see if I can start this on fire first.
Okay. That will take your action this round.
Sure.
But we'll say just for the sake of simplicity, you can do that. I mean, it's easy to set a book on fire, just take a skill roll or anything like that. So you've got a flaming book in your hand now. All
right.
Librarians everywhere, cry.
I was a librarian and it hurts. That's why I had to say I'm not the type to burn books, but...
Got it.
So.
Sweet. Okay, you burn a book. You set the book on fire, and the first thing that happens on Robert's turn is he looks at you as a bookseller and a bibliopola as like a... What?
He's really not going to like the fact that I'm about to drop this book on top of a pile of other books.
He's more angry at the tiger. Robert pulls out a gun. Robert draws his Browning 1903, his FN sidearm, and he fires at the tiger. Let's see how he does. It would be at a disadvantage or a lowered attempt, but the light is lighting. So he's grateful for that. That is a failure. He fires, but it misses. It goes wide. And maybe he hasn't fired this gun in 100 years. So, what you going to do? So he shoots and fires, and then he casts Mirror Image and splits into 3 Roberts. Just kidding. That would be fun. We are back to the top of the round. The tiger is looking face to face with Maltese and also Robert, both of whom... How many times this episode do I get to say the word Robert? So many times. And he's going to just sort of slide between you, and he's going to decide who to attack. I'm going to leave it up to chance here. I'll roll a D100. This is like a luck check. If it's under 50, he's going to hit Robert. If it's over 50, he's going to hit the actual playable character. So here is that roll. He goes after Tommy. That is a 64, so bad luck, I suppose. And he is going to rear up, and with these claws that end in jagged pieces of glass, he is going to hit Tommy with a maul, which is what it's called. And fails. But note that damage, Tommy, that he would have rolled.
Yeah, no, I'm cognizant of it. I'm aware of it. Emotionally, I'm choosing to ignore it to remain heightened.
Okay. All right. So basically, how does Tommy avoid it? Tommy, you don't dodge because you didn't have to use your action.
So as he tried to swing in, he couldn't quite get like the overhead he wanted to with Robert there, and as a result, it kind of like, he's a righty, so swinging at this angle is a little bit awkward. But as it comes around, because the way the irons are designed, and you have that crowbar effectively in front of the fire axe handle, he was able to use that and catch the claws. And just gets back into he catches it and kind of gets thrown into the wall a bit. But yeah,
awesome. And then the tiger just gives a roar like that, in anger, and then continues to just sort of prowl a little bit as we move forward. Tommy, it's your turn.
I really just want to hit this thing one goddamn time, because I'm pretty sure I can do it, even though I have not done so yet. 19 success.
Ooh, that is a success. I won't use it, but if somebody could tell me how many villain points and stuff we have at some point, that's good to know. I see one hero point. I see one Villo point. I see one Villo point, which is what I call villain points.
So we have one villain point and 2 hero points.
And no ultra villain points? That's not
no, I know -1 to the next hero roll, though, so that's actually kind of helpful, but we can save that if someone's right on the edge of something.
Okay, cool.
Especially if it's going to be 60.
Keep that in mind. So, Tommy, roll damage here.
All right, here comes a D10.
Okay. 10. Holy crap. Tommy just sort of slashes into this dude.
I think he gets backed into the wall, and as it like backs up, he just kind of takes that moment to get the full overhead swing down into it.
So Tommy shaves off just a part of like some book binding or something like that over the side of this tiger. He doesn't really have any literal armor or damage soak, so he takes all that
right into the spine. Well, all
where the spine would be if it wasn't made out of books.
There's a lot of there's a lot of spine. It's frankly a spine
one of the
environment.
Right.
You just chose the one that didn't paralyze it. So.
Later, I'll use a Villo point, and then we'll see who's laughing. It's Marianne's turn. Marianne, you're shining these lights. Do you want to do anything else? You saw that so far the plan is kind of working.
I think I'll put one of the mag lights down on the ground, so it's still pointing towards that. And I guess I will shoot.
Okay, so you drop a mag light just to illuminate the room, and get your gun out, and you're going to fire at it. Go ahead and make me your firearms attempt.
See if I set this up all right.
Ooh, a 16 under 45.
1 damage.
1 damage. All right. It barely hurts this thing.
Yeah, I tried. And damage is damage, right, guys?
But you do see the bullet go through it, punches a hole there. Okay, up next is Thelma. Thelma, you've got a burning book in your hand.
Got a burning book in my hand, and
there's a crowd in front of you.
Yes, so I think I'm going to utilize the fact that there are many books on the ground to make a little stockpile of burning books to throw at.
You're going to start a book burning party, is what you're saying.
Yes. And that'll be a lot of flames and a lot of ammo to throw at a potentially burnable tiger.
Okay. So as the tiger hasn't really hurt anyone, you're going to use your round to make a stockpile of book firebombs, basically.
I mean, yeah. As much kindling as I can, put it all in one place, let it start burning.
Right.
And I'll also try to get Million's attention to kind of just show, like,
Say,
what
hey,
I'm
check
doing.
it out.
Because I'm thinking if we can try to lure this thing over to fight near this, hopefully it'll dry up whatever is on the binding of its books and potentially light it on fire over time.
Love that for you. Next up is Robert. He is going to. This thing is way up close on him and Tommy, so he's going to back up a little bit this time. Going to move back here, and he's going to try his pistol a second time. He missed the first time. He's not horrible with it, so let's try and shoot his Browning revolver again. Another failure. Poor Robert. He's a bookseller. He's not a marksman. You know?
He could have
Tiger
practiced
time.
over the many years that he was living here,
He could have, but he didn't invest in improving his skills between missions. Okay? This is a lesson. He's an object lesson for Amsel. He's been busy smoking Turkish cigarettes and being enraptured by the idea of meeting the King in Yellow and finding his soul bottle. So, we're back to the top of the round. The tiger is going to tiger some stuff. And there's Tommy. So he, given the option of Tommy or Tommy, he chooses Tommy. And he's going to try to maul again.
Well, it's closed on the weekends, so you can't maul.
Ooh, I'm gonna use a hero point or villain point to reroll that.
Thought it was a villain.
Tossing the villain point out. One villain point
Good.
spent.
Get it out of your system now.
Yeah.
Not on Tommy, though.
There we go. That's 2 under 55. The tiger rears up and just like both paws on Tommy. 11 points of damage plus 1 armor piercing.
How
you
doing?
will watch this tiger like rip ribbons into Tommy Fornetti. And Tommy, how are you doing?
No, I had 15 health and now I have significantly less, and I am just reminding myself of because that is half of my current HP. I believe I need to make a con roll to not be knocked out.
I think you're right. It's a big damage. It's a big HP loss. So I think you have to succeed at a con roll or at least be stunned.
It's
right?
stunned. It's a con 5. Otherwise, be stunned. So let's hope I can pull this off.
Ooh,
no,
it'd be bad if it gets. You've got 2 hero points.
Are you okay if I use one of the hero points?
And we've also got some negative ones if you ever get close.
I know. All right, let me throw another one into the pot here. 68. Can I -1 that to a 69?
You don't have enough for that, my friend.
Tommy, aren't we doing the -10? Or
we're doing a
-1
-10? Is that what we're doing?
Because it's percentages.
I just wanted to turn into a 69. But
oh my gosh, you want to use the +1 that Cass just put in chat to take it up to a 69?
I think that is the optimal thing to do right now. Yeah,
I love that for you. And so, working in tandem with Cass, you go up to a 69, which, of course, no matter whether it's over or under, is the best possible success you could have. And so, by that account, you are not stunned. In fact, Tommy Fornetti, you regain 4 hit points. Ooh. As you sort of like staunch you like grab one of these burning books and like cauterize one of these slashes and stop it from bleeding.
You might be the biggest pussy I ever fought, but you're still a giant fucking pussy.
That's some Sunday sauce right there. That's some sauce. All right, Tommy, it's your turn.
Oh boy. I'm talking a big game here, folks, but ow. I do not think I have the capacity to take another one of those. So either we do something to distract. How we coming on the distraction front on the sides of things?
Robert is shooting and missing.
Yeah, well, he's trying.
That's his. Everyone else can talk what they're doing.
I feel like your firefighter senses are tingling and learning that, and just knowing that even without looking back, that there is a fire building behind you.
He probably knows the sound of crackling paper.
Mm-hmm.
I would even say, Tommy, make me do you have like a firefighter skill?
Not specifically. There is demolitions, which could possibly apply. Because
I think that there's a fire going. You see this creature. I'm trying to figure out what you would roll to know whether or not you could set this thing on fire. You know what I mean? Like forensics, maybe, or
forensics could work. Or I was thinking forensics or demolitions, whichever you prefer, because demolitions
or chemistry, one of those, whichever one you want. Yeah.
I actually don't have science. Do I have science chemistry? I don't have science chemistry.
I don't know.
So I'll give it. I never roll demolitions, but forensics does feel like it applies more here. So I'm going to give that a good old magical roll, 36 for 43.
You see that this thing appears to be wet, and also reality is a fuck right now, right? Mm-hmm. It's all Jeremy Bearimy up in here, but
it is.
You think that if all of the normal rules of physics work, the fire will considerably damage it.
All right. What I'm gonna do this turn
it's flammable. It's made of paper.
Yeah. Is sorry, I am going to sorry, I'm like reading rules. I'm like not comprehending them really quick. I am going to focus on dodging this turn and like.
Okay. Got it. So you're saving your action. Here's what I'll say. The tiger's already gone this round.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have nothing to dodge. Right?
That's fair. Well,
you could try to bring it towards the fire.
You could also move away from it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, if the thing with cauterizing the wound with the burning book is actually canon, you have a burning book already.
You have a burning book in your hand. Yeah, which it is. I said it. So Cass has made it so.
So I think I think I'm gonna take that burning book and try and make this a burning bush of paper. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We know what you mean.
You know what we mean,
Okay. Roll me unarmed combat.
Yeah, here we go. Please don't jinx me. 46 or 64.
You reach out and you make an attempt to set this tiger on fire through like the hole that you previously made, and it appears to be drier on the inside. Roll me 2d6.
I can do that. 4.
Tiger takes 4 points of damage from this fire, and then the tiger cowers. It shrinks away. But you don't know what it'll do. It hasn't had a chance to act in response yet. So, but you definitely do damage there with that fire. Moving on down, Marianne, you see this happen. You see that the fire was pretty effective to a tune of 2d6 in terms of estimations.
Yeah, I'll join suit with this with my gonna put my gun away, I guess, and pick up a book and throw it at it.
Okay, grab a book. Roll me. What would our thrown weapons? Is that unarmed? No. Melee? No.
There isn't throw, but for throwing.
No, the skill for throwing is.
I thought it was unarmed.
There's a specific skill for it.
I'm getting to weapons here.
It's not artillery.
So Dex times
heavy?
5 sometimes, or athletics.
It might be heavy weapons. It might be.
I personally would like an unarmed check.
Firearms.
You know what? That
Yeah,
works.
So like grenades and stuff, if you're throwing like a pepper spray keychain or something, it's like a Dex times 5. Body armor granite. I don't know if they have like a chuck this at somebody thing. All
right. Well, keep looking, just because I get the feeling there's going to be more of these books thrown.
Okay.
We'll say if you want to do unarmed, this round, do unarmed, but it might change if we figure out what's a better skill for it.
Flashbang grenade that's thrown is athletics.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Athletics is what I was thinking of. So,
I don't like it.
I'm going to say you can throw it with athletics, or if you want to take a step forward to get closer to it, you can do an unarmed combat, but you'll be right within its attack range.
Well, it's a 61 versus a 30, so I'm gonna go with the unarmed combat. So I will.
Okay, so Marianne steps forward with this book.
9.
Yes, roll me 2d6.
10 damage.
10. You set part of this tiger on fire. Like you can see smoke coming off of it and see like a flame starting, and the tiger is starting to panic. Thelma, you're up.
Okay. How many books do you think I have successfully lit on fire right now? Because I'm trying to figure out if I should keep building this or if I should try to join in the burning.
Yes. You have set 3 books successfully on fire. You had another one, but Tommy got one and Marianne got one, so now there's 3 left.
Okay. I am going to kick a few more books into the fire.
Okay.
And can I?
They're still spreading. It's spreading, cool, so it's not really you have to use an action or anything.
Okay.
There is one that you can grab and throw if you choose.
I do think I want to try to throw it. I also do want to point out to the 2 of them ahead of me that getting it over the fire might be helpful if we can lure it somehow.
Okay. So what do you say to them?
I say, step back, get it to the bigger blaze if you can. And then I am not that great with athletics, but I am not going to try to get in with them because it's already kind of a crowd over there.
Fair.
And it's a fumble. Sorry, guys.
That is a fumble. And so you throw it. Roll me a d4.
Boy. 1.
It hits Marianne.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And Marianne's not made of paper, as far as we know. But they do take 1 point as they're burned by this book hitting them in the back. 1 point of could be worse.
But does the book stay on fire and at her feet?
It does. It will. Hold on. Roll me a luck check. Roll me luck.
Why did I even
determine whether it's extinguished or not?
Why did I? Okay.
You want to roll under?
Yep. Nope.
It goes out.
Ugh. Figures.
And then Robert sees all of this going on, and he is going to use his turn to use movement to get over to the book fire. And I think he catches on to what you're doing, and he runs over there and he says, "Come over here, you big cat. Come over here." You know, he starts trying to lure the cat in this direction. I am going to, let's see what skills Robert has. I gotta look at his sheet here, his stats, if you know what I mean. Among his skills, he has a ton of skills, and in Persuade, he has 80. And he succeeds on his roll. So he has the tiger's attention. We're at the top of the round, and it is the tiger's turn. I'll say at the top of this round, this part of the labyrinth hall is filling with smoke. And so far, it's not affecting your ability to breathe, but it is lowering visibility by negative 20%. So keep that in mind. However, after that round happens, the tiger backs away and uses all of its movement to run in that direction. We're still kind of in turn order to let you choose what you're going to do next. Tommy, you're up. Badly hurt still.
Yeah, he's not feeling his best right now. Does Tiger seem like he's going to leave for a long time, or?
Roll me a perception check.
Give you like a alertness.
Yeah, alertness works.
I don't have perception, that's all. It's also not a skill. 89.
You don't know, it's a fucking tiger made out of books.
Yeah.
You've never had to read the intentions of this sort of thing before.
All right, yeah,
It does seem to be moving in a continuous direction.
It's also a lot harder to read a book when it's running away. On
That's
the back
true.
of the tiger. So.
And you don't know, maybe it can't read while it's running away because maybe it gets motion sick or something.
I don't like that very much.
No, I don't like motion sickness either.
I think Tommy's going to pursue. Can you let me know how far I'm allowed to move? Can I like catch up to the tiger
that works.
again?
You were right next to it, and it has a much higher dexterity, but you can probably get within range of it. It's hurt.
Yeah,
but you're hurt too. So like,
I wanna tap it on the butt again with some fire.
Okay, so you chase after it with the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You try to catch the tiger by the tail, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
So roll me unarmed.
My mother says to roll the very best one, and you are IT. It's 7% over 64.
Roll me 2d6.
Come on, 3. I only get the tail.
I mean, the tail does start to burn, and the tiger stumbles a bit, but it is still awake and alive.
Is it already? Is it still actively on fire as well?
Well, I was going to say, Tommy, roll me a luck check.
Okay. Oh boy. 75 out of 50.
It is no longer on fire.
Well,
just as all fire safety advice goes, it was on fire and then it ran very fast and now it's not on fire anymore. That's what they say to do if you ever catch on fire. Here's what we say at the Lost Caravan RPG. If you're ever on fire, just run around.
I don't think we can legally say that.
Burns a little more. Nope, that's just good advice. Tommy burns it a little bit more. Marianne, you're up. This tiger is continuing to retreat. What do you do?
Seeing Tommy go and do that, I'm gonna go join him in it. So am I able to grab a book and run for it?
Okay.
I'm gonna also try to hit it with a flamey book.
Out of curiosity, what
failure?
Do the same, but you can't reach it. Yeah. Yes.
What was in the bag of guns? Like, what types of guns?
That's a question that only Magnolia can answer. But maybe Tommy knows a little bit. Turk, do you happen to know what's in there?
Flamethrower?
Like, would there be, if you look at a loadout for someone like that, would there be grenades? Would there be fire bombs?
There might not be
like
fire bombs; those are very
flashbangs.
difficult. But I imagine there might be some more like properly contained, like a few explosives, perhaps.
Here's what I'm asking: what are you looking for specifically? What are you hoping to find?
I mean, at the very least, a flare gun. At the very most, a fire, like a flame, like a torch of some kind. Flamethrower would be great, but I don't.
Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. Okay. I'm going to have you make 2 rolls.
Okay.
The first of which is a luck roll.
Okay.
If you succeed on the luck roll, there's a flare gun.
Okay.
Then I'm going to have you, if you choose, make me a sanity roll.
Okay.
And if you fail the sanity roll, there's a flamethrower.
It's really easy for me to fail a sanity roll, but
It sure is. But it also means you'll lose sanity.
I succeed with the luck roll.
Okay, there's a flare gun. Yep.
This is so tempting.
Indeed.
I would love a flamethrower right now.
Gotta choose.
Oh. And how much would what would the theoretical loss be if I were to lose sanity out of curiosity?
If you reach into this bag and pull out a flamethrower that you are almost certain probably wasn't already in there, we're talking 1d6 sanity loss. Because you willed a flamethrower into being. Who are you? What have you become? Right? Chat says do it.
I have the stats here for military flamethrower ready to go.
Do you have a stats for a flare gun too?
Flare gun.
I wonder if there is some flare guns.
Do we really? I don't think is flare gun usually used against things that aren't made out of paper.
Yeah, sometimes.
I'm just wondering, like, what it says about flare guns. Really, yeah, it isn't. It isn't. Shooting paper tigers is not in the stat block for flare guns.
Okay.
That's I'm certain of.
Okay. I am going to roll sanity.
Are you going to roll the sanity check?
I'm going to roll a sanity check.
Let's
for a flamethrower.
go.
I failed.
Failure. Robert looks on in mild surprise, but primarily happiness or contentment as you pull out this flamethrower. And he looks at you and he takes a cigarette and he lights it and takes a long drag and just sort of grins and nods.
He light it. I could light it for him.
He's not an idiot. You do take 6 points of sanity loss.
Oh, not even like a D6, like just. Oh no, you rolled
D6.
it. You rolled it. Okay. I think that's all that I gained back from, seeing Dexter get his happy ending.
I think you're right. I think you're right. So not a breaking point, but you do take on intermittent explosive disorder episode, an acute episode.
With a flamethrower in my hands.
And temporary insanity. Which is either fight, flee, freeze, or flee.
I think I'm choosing
I think
fight.
you're in fight.
I think
number one, I don't think you get to choose, but I think if you did get to choose, that makes perfect sense, and that's what I would say you are anyway, because you're already fighting, you're already in that mode. So you just like pull out this flamethrower and you stomp down there toward Maltese and Million. Here's what I need for you to do. Oh no, you don't.
Oh, sorry.
Here's what I need for you to do is roll me a power check to see if you can will yourself to wait until they're out of the way.
I'm trying to succeed at this roll, right?
You are.
Ooh, I gotta re-roll this.
70.
Can I
Probably a good idea.
Point so I don't hit both you with a flamethrower?
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Thank you.
For the record, what in your mind is a flamethrower? Because there's 2 different types of flamethrowers in the book, and I'm going to base it off of it.
Yeah, Lonnie, describe this flamethrower for us. Now Lonnie's just gonna pick like, oh, it just shoots out tiny little.
No. I'm thinking like the ones they give you in video games. I'm not thinking like the tiny little one with a little butane.
Like the World War II backpack situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post an option.
Yeah, give me two options.
There's all right. That's okay. One, and then the other one mentioned, and I won't say which is like which. There's not an objectively better one or not. That's like World War, for people who can't see. I'm showing like the flamethrower from World War II or the Thing. This one doesn't want to load, so I'll post this other one. The other option is something more handheld.
I think for the sake of it being in a bag filled with other guns, it's going to be the one that isn't the backpack.
You did break reality to get it, so, but still.
True.
That's fair.
But it's what she pictures being in there at the most distant possibility, right?
And also, I'm going to re-roll that power really fast so I don't hit y'all with it. And I succeed. I got a critical success, so I do not hit. I do not hit.
You do not fire with your friends standing right there.
Yes.
You do not let this thing go, but you are breathing so heavily that they turn around to see you. Right?
It's going to dive, duck, dip, dive, dodge out of the way.
Dip, duck, dodge.
Yeah.
Dive.
Robert's turn, or when he would act goes. The tiger is up, and the tiger is now different. You see as what was once this 2-ton thing, now you realize it is smaller than it used to be. As parts of it burn away, it reduces in size. And now it appears to be more around 250 Ks. It is still intimidating. It's not a baby tiger, but it's like what you would think of as a real world tiger in terms of size. And it is still growling, but now it is crouching and is backing away from all of you. That's the tiger's turn. Tommy.
I am getting out of the way of Mayday here, so I'm just gonna spend my turn to also back off a bit, and if possible, I'd love to actually do like a first aid roll. Excuse you. Do a first aid roll on myself quick, because I have not healed myself with that as it stands.
Right on. Please do that.
Give that a quick little 44. It's
critical success, baby.
So
find out what that means and heal yourself.
Yeah, I believe that might mean a maximum of
4
or 2. Rather, it might be 2d4 instead of just the regular.
Okay. I trust you to look that up and heal yourself with the appropriate amount.
And he's just backed up to there and is like actually properly checking on him.
Right. There. Marianne, we go to you. What do you do?
I think with this thing, I should also back up. So I'm gonna also get out of her way, but I'm gonna shoot at it.
Okay. You take your gun. Roll me a firearms attack.
Nope.
It's a failure. And I'll tell you this. That's enough for me to tell you that even that one time it was hit with bullets, the bullets just ripped right through it. And you don't think it did any damage. Okay. And even if you had hit it this time, you don't know if it would have done anything. But the fire works. Thelma. Step forward with your flamethrower, your new toy. You can move yourself up there if you want.
I forgot I had
Yeah, tokens, right? It's a whole new world out there. You step up to it and just... What is this? Heavy weapons, maybe, is the skill for this?
Oh, yeah, it is heavy weapons.
Oh, really hope that
it's a thing that people have to know how to use. But I'll tell you this. with the rage that's burning inside of Thelma right now, I'll give you a plus 20 to that
gives me a
associated skill.
20% shot.
That's what I figured. So roll me that at plus 20.
Okay.
It's a failure, but it's not a critical failure, thank God. Because
is there anything scattered around the ground around it that'll catch fire?
There are some books around. I mean, there's some books in every corner. It looks like this is some sort of like, have you ever like seen those science fiction movies or whatever, where it's like two worlds crashed into each other and there's half this and half that? I think like maybe Annihilation has some stuff like that. And yes, Turk.
We do have hero points. I just want to point that out before we...
Oh yeah, we do.
I think we used both of them.
We have one from Other Doc just a minute ago.
Ah, okay.
And I only used one, and we had two at the start.
Do we want me to use this right now? Is that...
I think it'd be a good idea.
I think you should, because the flamethrower is a 10% lethality rating, which means you just roll 2d10s and potentially...
Right, but I only have a 20% chance of doing this.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough roll. I'll say this, right? If you want to try this again and just get right up against it, I'll let you go to plus 40. But you'd have to use that hero point.
You guys okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's fucking awesome.
If you think you can roll under a 40, keep in mind, critical failure with a flamethrower could be bad news.
She's enraged. I think she's going to go for it. If everyone's okay with it, I think she is already failing again. It's fine. It's just a regular failure. It's just a regular failure.
It's a regular failure. You can't get this thing to work. Where is the button? There must be a safety on this thing. And you are just pissed now. The tiger turns and runs as fast as it can, leaving flaming pages behind it. But it gets further and further away. And you are all left at a place out of initiative order.
Holy shit, where the fuck did you get a flamethrower out of there? Could have sworn I checked everything.
Time's fucky here. Everything's fucky here. I don't know why I said time specifically. Everything is fucky here.
And I say just time, but goddamn, all right. You should probably figure out how to actually operate a nozzle next time.
Do you know what
Any tips, wise guy?
Well, I know how to operate a nozzle. I actually do think...
Do you have heavy machinery by any chance?
Well, heavy
weapon, I'm sorry.
I don't have any heavy weapons. I do have heavy machinery, and that thing looks, to be fair, a flamethrower does look like a fire hose nozzle, except it's shooting gas instead of... The concept is very similar, is what he's arguing. Well, so I'm just saying...
If heavy machinery would have counted, I have a 10%. That would have given me a 50%, and then I still would have been 9 off, but it would have been better.
Well, you can keep your ego a little less bruised that way, but still, my point is, look, you just gotta make sure that I'm not gonna get involved with that right now because that's dangerous. Obviously, we're in a giant place full of books. I will mind you, rapidly filling up with smoke. Made out of
books that just slapped you for how much?
He actually looks really great. I rolled, because I rolled a crit, I double whatever I roll. I rolled a 4, which means that I got 8 HP back. He's back to full.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Which is ridiculous, because, yeah, he basically got mauled and then cauterized the wound immediately. So he's just got this, like, you know, he basically is, like, gauzed up his shoulder really fast and, like, wrapped just around his, you know, peck and stuff, and yeah, but he's moving it fine.
Peck and stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying something?
No.
Oh. Go ahead. What are you going to say? Something?
Right.
Could you at least just teach me how to make sure I use it safely, or not safely for them, but safe for us?
I mean, don't point it at anyone you don't like. Yeah, don't point it at anyone you do.
Don't point at anyone I don't like, and then she turns kind of abruptly like towards you with the.
Don't point it at anyone you do like. Treat it like any loaded gun. I mean, jeez, I don't know. Danger is all I'm saying.
Tommy, out of instinct, you look back to, you're out of eyesight of where that pile of books was burning and where Robert was. You could see the smoke still coming out from behind that sort of pillar of stone.
Hey, what was it? Bobby?
There's no response.
We gotta look. We got really gotta get on the move. I don't know how much of this is books, but there's an open fire here, and we don't have any way of extinguishing that. So I'm gonna move my way back to where I last saw Robert.
Go back around the corner, and the book fire is out. It's smoldering, but for the most part, it's stopped. It's just very smoky. But there's also no sign of Robert. There in the middle of the floor is a pack of Turkish cigarettes. But he is no longer here.
I picked that up before the damage my lungs crew can get a whiff of it, and put it in the bag of goodies.
Okay.
Never mind, but still, we gotta get a move on. We lost our guide, so to speak. And who's got eyes on Wizard Man?
I haven't seen him since that thing showed up.
Called the wrong thing a giant pussy. Comes all the way through here, gives himself an agent name, and now he's gonna poof out of existence as soon as there's some danger here.
To be fair, I don't know how much help he would have been anyway.
Oh, come on. He's got all of his, I know every demon's name thing going for him. I'm sure he could have figured something out.
At the very least, emotional damage from a bad tarot reading.
Sure, yeah. I'm really sure that the Tyke was concerned whether it was a Sagittarius rising or a Aquarius on fire,
I think we should probably...
Not tarot.
I think we should keep looking at the vial.
Isn't it? I don't care. But good point. Let's keep moving. Stick together. Everyone got a gun by this point. That's not a caustic hazard to the rest of us.
So you all sort of stick together. Keep in mind, you are heading into hour, I think, 7 now of this search. You see plenty of bottles, so you have to stop and read them. You're trying to find one specific one. Million is now our search leader.
Oh, that's a terrible thing.
Million, whose bottle are you looking for?
I'm still looking for CJ Lynn's bottle.
JC Lynn's. Okay.
JC Lynn's, sorry.
Roll me a search check.
Okay, I'm so good at these. Hey, a 3 out of 26.
Wow.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Maybe I was actually good for one.
You were very good at rolling underneath there. In fact, with a 3, I am going to suggest that you use... No, that's good. A 3 is good. I was going to say villain point. I don't think I have a villain point left. But I'll tell you this. With a 3, as frustrating as it is, you don't find JC Lynn's bottle. You wander around for a few more hours just looking and looking and looking. You do eventually hear something. You hear someone else walking. It sounds like they're on the other side of a very thin wall, but you hear footsteps. And then you hear them stop. You hear them say, 18? And you hear a door shut. And then you hear the footsteps again. Step, step, step. Same thing. Door opens, and then it closes.
Okay. I hear something. I'm just not entirely certain what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you describe it?
She describes what
Yeah.
Doc just mentioned.
Yeah. How about everyone here make me a search or alertness check at that news?
Do I make another one or?
Yeah, you can.
Oh shit, my search checks are pretty good.
Ooh, an 86 from Lonnie.
Alertness.
Never mind.
Nope. Failures down the board.
Nope, those are all failures. Yes, Lonnie?
The only thing I'm wondering is who was the person who was counting all of the tracks on the ceiling again? That wasn't Rourke.
That was Darabandi.
Darabandi.
He was counting them. He counts things a lot. He's got his own conditions. He's got his own mental illnesses, just like you guys do. And but with those failures, none of which criticals, you see that over in the wall that this sound is coming from, you see a narrow crack in the wall. And there is light coming through from the other side.
You know what? I'm not going to look through that. Bad things happen when we become curious.
You all see it.
Yeah, but is it a bottle?
It is not. It is a crack in the wall, but there is light coming from the other side of it.
Do we want to open this?
Listen, the last time I checked something out like that, I got grabbed by a tentacle and almost squeezed to death, so...
I'll put an ear up to the crack and see if I hear anything.
Okay. Tommy comes up. You put up an
Hearing.
ear.
Sorry, yeah, not see. I see through my ears, actually. Yeah.
Do you want to see or do you want to listen?
I want to listen first. I like give it a
Okay.
give it a little like punch down and like irons out in case I need to throw an axe into something.
Can't fucking Cass. I'm sorry. I'm just reacting to Cass in chat. You put your ear up. You hear agitated breathing. That's what you hear.
Anyone behind there?
What? What?
Do you need help?
Yes. You hear a voice answer back, but
All right,
you haven't looked in there yet.
Yeah, what's your name?
And they don't answer, and then you hear something else. You hear other voices. You hear two sort of higher pitched femme voices and two masked voices, and they sound tentative. And they say, "What's your name?" And the voice answers
Your
back. It says,
name. Oh, sorry.
the voice, the original voice, pipes up.
Yeah.
It's Michael Whitwer. And the voices on the other side, the other voices sort of walk up and they say, "Who are you? Who are you with?" He says, I made you, I was here on a, and then there's this sort of like exchange. The voices are muffled for a moment. You don't hear what they say. And he says, Delta Green, Delta. And he says, "My name is Michael Whitwer. I'm Agent Vega." And then you hear this ka-chunk, ka-chunk. And then the voices are, they get exaggerated. There's alarm. There's this like sort of heated exchange. And then you hear this gang sound of like sort of a metallic grinding, almost automated, you know?
I'll peek a look through because I know what that is as a person.
Sure.
He has no idea what a mechanical grinding sound would sound like as a player, you know? So
you look through this crack, and on the other side of the crack, you see what looks like the Hotel Broad Alban, kind of. There are wallpapered walls and burgundy carpet, but on the floor, you see these sliding, almost doors in the floor cover, and they sort of like come together and close over this hole in the ground. And standing around this hole are 4 people. There is a guy in a suit. There is a woman who's also kind of like sharply dressed. There is one woman who looks younger, a black woman with kind of her hair up in a ponytail, and is like looking down into the hole and pulling her hand away just at the last moment. And then you could swear that the 4th person is Dexter McDonald.
I pull his eye back. Just, hey, can you guys still hear me? What the hell happened to Vega down there?
There's no answer.
Oh hell! Is this one of those fucky things? I turn back to the grid. Is this one of those fucky things you think?
What, you mean looking through other periods of time?
Sure. I mean, like, one of these guys might be Dexter, but like, he looks a lot better than he did when he said bye.
It does look a lot better than the last time you saw him disappear.
Was Margin facing away from
Who's Margin? Do you mean the young lady on the floor? She had her back to the crack. So you could, I don't think that Maltese got a very good look at her. Tommy didn't get a clear look at her face.
I don't know. Looks like some square. It looked like people, so like real people, not like the fake people we've seen. All the clothes. I think I saw a beeper on one of them.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
So, yeah, big losers.
Some real nerds over there. We don't want to go through that crack.
Regular Poindexters over there. Probably best not.
What is this, 1995? Come on.
Exactly. Yeah, I think my dad had one of those.
Imagine.
Anyway, I don't think there's anything good in there, so keep on the hunt, I guess.
Keep on the hunt.
I just love how this would be so traumatic to so many other people. And he's always like, it's kind of weird, you know?
You could say this, heading into hour 8, I'll lay this out for you. All right. I'm going to let anyone who wants to make this search roll make this search roll. But I will say that this is the last roll of the day before pushing yourself. So if you go into hour 9 and keep searching, we're going to start losing willpower points.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But if you want, all 3 of you can make the search roll.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, we all do that.
Why wouldn't you all do that? What's the worst that could happen?
I agree with that sentiment.
71.
All right. We have hero rolls in case we really need one, but I got 30 for 64. The boy Tommy is quite the bloodhound for...
Does Mayday search for this bottle?
Just in general.
I mean, Mayday would, but Lonnie is confused why you said only one person can, and then all of a sudden you let everyone.
Because I'm generous.
Okay.
Are you?
I failed.
Pure of heart.
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
You did fail.
As a human being, I believe it, but as a runner of Delta Green.
Right. Here's what happens. You start moving down, and fortunately, with his success, Tommy hears this before the other two stumble into it. Tommy hears the tiger again.
God damn it.
Coming from around the corner because of his success, Tommy hears this muffled and pulls the two of you back. And at a distance, you see this shadowed figure. Back to its full size, it's rolling around in a pile of books, and as it stands up, they glom onto it and make it a little bit bigger. And you watch it sort of move across your field of vision down at the end of the hallway, but it doesn't notice you.
Getting real sick of that thing.
We are going to head into hour 9. And the same rules apply, but if you do a search roll here, if you keep going, we're going to lose, let's say, 1 willpower point. So not that bad, right? But you're getting tired. And this is the first time you felt tired in a really long time.
Well,
If
unfortunately,
you've got another idea of what to do, let me know. Or if you want to look for
my
something
search is
different,
really bad.
let me know.
I still have 64 search. I could take the lead.
Okay. Mayday has a pretty good search as well.
Yeah. And Mayday's properly corrupted, so maybe this works out better.
Is that what'll help right now? Should we both roll?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ooh, we got to hear. We got it. Wait. Okay.
Wait.
We definitely have a villain point somewhere around here,
We don't
Yeah,
need a
I'm
villain
pretty sure you
point. We
do.
need a.
or a hero point.
No, you have a
sorry.
hero point. Yeah. The question is which one of you wants to use it?
So I'm just putting it out there. If we were able to magically manifest through the power of people wanting to see us succeed a +1 to a hero roll, we could do the funny number again. But I'd also be fine. Maybe actually, well, you have a higher search, so I'd say
I
you go for it.
won.
Yeah, but still, you've having some bad.
Oh, look at that! Cass just put a +1.
Putting the good
So
vibes
now
out
I
there.
can have a 94. No.
No, I can have another 60. Cass is giving us all 69s
Okay.
today.
Thank you, Cass, for 69ing the cast of Impossible Landscapes. I'm sorry. So fucking sorry for what just came out of my mouth.
Oh, don't
Sorry, no, really.
What you said is
No.
already being logged in a Discord chat somewhere, and we'll never see light of day.
So first of all, just officially, do you want to add that 1 to Lonnie's last roll or to Turk's?
To mine, so it can be a 69.
Got it. You are continuing to search. You all lose 1 willpower point
Okay.
from being sleepy babies. Right?
Oh, my
But as you
wow.
search, Mayday comes across the weirdest thing. Around a corner of the labyrinth, you come to a door. You've seen other doors here. It's not like just tunnels and caves. There's weird stuff. You open the door, you go through, and there is a carpeted floor, like a hotel room or an apartment building. It's red. And there on the floor are all these crumpled up pieces of paper. Like they're small, right? But it's like someone was leaving a trail of breadcrumbs. And every 30 feet is another one of these. And maybe Nicholas did. Maybe it's Nicholas. Who knows? We'll see if Colin can make it. By the time we're done with our break, which is starting right now.
Oh,
We're back.
What?
why are we back?
Wait, what?
Because I needed to tell everyone. We're back because I needed to tell everyone that part of the reason we need 15 is because my dog came in here and farted, and it smells awful.
And I got old crab base seasoning.
Welcome back to the Whisper Labyrinth and the season 3 finale of Impossible Landscapes. Will our crew find their way through the labyrinth? If they don't, season 4 is going to be a lot of the same.
Wait,
we'll see.
Lore.
Yes. Before we return, welcome, Colin. We're glad you could be here. Colin had a long day of lawyer, and so
in preparation
Colin
for
had a long day at lawyer.
I'm going to lawyer, mother.
It is back. Colin, tell us how Nicholas is doing today, and give us just some Nicholas lore, if you would, if you got something you can pull out.
Nicholas is doing, I think, bad. Isn't that bad? Bad is the answer, right?
Bad,
Whisper Labyrinth. I wouldn't say the Whisper Labyrinth is like value neutral. It's pretty all around.
It's pretty unpleasant. Yeah.
Generally, yeah. I mean, I guess there's a lot to. If you're a curious person, there's a hell of a lot to learn the Whisper Labyrinth. If you could just, there's so many bottles with all kinds of stuff. I don't know why the bottles thing. Like I just did like a free association, but I think Nicholas tells everybody that his favorite alcoholic beverage is, I think, like really extra dry gin martinis. In fact, Nicholas's favorite alcoholic beverage is Zima, and it's a pain because you can't get it anymore. It's so hard to find, but man, there's nothing like that.
It's the ultimate hipster drink.
That rare vintage of Zima. You got to get that shit that's like been bottled in like 1992. If you can find
It'll make you sick.
Yeah, and if any of you have never had it, congratulations. It's awful.
Well,
It's very bad.
If you like it so much, we are in a place where time doesn't really exist, and I pulled a flamethrower out of a bag where it definitely did not exist.
Really quick.
Oh.
Really quick. There are no real in-game consequences here, but have Nicholas roll me a sanity check.
To see if he has a Zima? I actually have Agent Magus on my character sheet now.
Whoa.
Sanity. Be kind to me, no.
You fail. We won't have any sanity loss, but yes, here's what happens.
You find a Zima.
The whole group is confronted by this tiger and start to engage with it. Nicholas looks around for something to attack this tiger with, tries to get creative, and sees down the tunnel there is a cooler full of Zima.
That's why you got separated from us.
Yeah,
he walks off and finds this cooler and takes out a refreshing cold Zima. But by the time he turns around, he realizes that the hallways have all changed and he's separated from the group.
Did he get to keep the Zima?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's not so bad then.
We find Nicholas.
Well, Zima is very bad, yes.
Look, he likes it, okay? It's an acquired taste, and he has acquired it in spades.
But do we find Nicholas absolutely trashed off of this bottle?
No, he's drinking Zima. He couldn't get drunk off of it.
It is.
It's garbage.
The weird part is, Nicholas, as you look over this bottle of Zima that has separated you from the rest of the group, the expiration date is Toyota, which doesn't make any sense at all. So what do you do about that? You don't know.
You drink it and you just hope for the best.
You drink it. It's great. It's a great, refreshing Zima. Is Nicholas missing any willpower points?
I mean, I don't know, actually, because I don't know if they ever topped back. I don't know if I ever restored them when they probably should have been at some point.
I'll say this. If not, then this refreshing, cold, malted beverage and its deliciousness puts Nicholas back up to full WP.
Then that's if there was a better ad for Zima.
I was gonna say the outside of the Zima, the paper like rolls over and just says Hydrocrit.
Yep. You peels off and it says Hydrocrit underneath, and you're like, what?
Yo, fuck Hydrocrit. We're sponsored by Zima.
Then you look at the camera.
Underneath it says Cerveza Cristal.
I will say that like there is an in-game mechanic for when you follow your character's like personal motivations, there is a chance to recover WP for willpower points. And so that's kind of what this is. Zima was one of his motivations.
Zima's one of his driving forces.
Yes. You are separated from the group. There is a hallway going one way and another way. Does Nicholas have a plan here? He's got a flashlight now. That's good.
A flashlight? Flashlight.
You heard me.
I heard what I wanted to hear. Let's just pretend that this refreshing cold glass of water is a Zima. Nicholas, I think he's literally he's holding his bottle of Zima. And he's like, man, I forgot how good that fucking taste is. And he kind of like looks left, looks right, kind of. And I think, I mean, if, just trying to get in his head here, if he wandered away from the group in the middle of a dangerous situation.
For Zima,
I mean, jokes aside, it seems to me like if he were to do that, it must have been something about the Whisper Labyrinth that just kind of pulled him away.
Yeah.
That took him over for a minute. And I think he looks left, looks right, and then remembers, wait, fuck, where's everybody else?
Right.
And then
roll me an alertness check.
Okay. And has that kind of like, oh, damn, the Whisper Labyrinth got me again. Alertness.
Critical success!
So
Whisper
alert.
Labyrinth, baby! Dang it got you again. You hear from one of these directions, you hear yelling. Or at least loud talking coming one way. Does he follow?
From one and nothing from the other?
From one specific direction. The other direction, no, there's just silence.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's totally a part of me that wants to be like just oppositional defiant and be like, well, fuck that. But
either way, it's fine.
Wait, you know what? It is established from early on that Nicholas does not like yelling.
True.
That came up very early on. I think he doesn't like yelling and he doesn't like fighting and conflict. So I think he's that sound alone is like triggers avoidance for him, and he's gonna go exit
that way. Goes the other way. Great. Yep. You start walking, and the hallways, like sometimes it feels like they're spiraling like a parking ramp. Sometimes they feel like they're doubling back on themselves in ways that shouldn't make sense. Like they should cross over themselves, but don't. And eventually he gets to a place where abruptly, just not even surprisingly or out of nowhere, there's a change where in the middle of the floor, it becomes carpeted. Like there's this dark red carpet and this sort of finished walls, wallpaper, and lighting fixtures, kind of like you're in some sort of apartment or hotel or something. Not the Broad Albany, you don't think. But up ahead, in the center of this hallway, against a wall, which appears to be a dead end otherwise, he sees this huge painted stage prop door. Like it's completely out of place and obviously a prop from a play or something.
Painted like on the wall, like it's not a real door?
It is. Well, he'd have to like get up close to it, to take a look. But as he does, he sees that like it is flush against the wall, you know, but it has depth to it. And if he looks at the side, he can see that it's like plywood, you know, up and down the sides of the frame of this door. But it's painted to look like it's supposed to be out of Ye Olde Castle or a Renaissance fair or something like that.
He looks it up and down. Yeah, he's got plenty of theater experience. So he looks this up and down, probably silently judges it as shit set work. And he just sips his Zima and it says, more theatrical bullshit. And I don't know why, first thing comes by, and he knocks on it.
Okay. I love that for him. He knocks on the door, and a voice on the other side says, I'm not ready yet. Just give me a few more minutes. And then you hear someone reciting what Nicholas sees clearly from experience as like staged lines, like from a script, you know? And he's saying...
someone's running lines. Yeah.
Running lines. And then he'll do it again, but he'll do it in like a different kind of voice. Sort of.
I think he's kind of amused.
Like he'll affect a different voice, like he's trying an accent. It's not working. You know?
I think he's kind of amused by this, and he says, would you like some help rehearsing?
This time he doesn't get an answer.
Hi, Juilliard graduate over here. I can help you. I mean, I don't need to brag, but...
Well, does he? He still hears the voice on the other side, but he seems he's like so into it that he's not really like, maybe he's just like dismissing Nicholas or not paying attention. But he's like, you hear him now, and now you can hear kind of what he's saying because he's doing like this bad British accent, which kind of hits home.
How ridiculous is that? Who would do such a thing?
And he says, look then beyond the footlights of the moons to upturned faces, lost in wonder, you know, and it's like giving these lines and trying to be British.
Mate, you've got to work on that. Surely Ye Olde Renaissance fair door has giant Ye Olde skeleton keyhole, right?
Roll me a luck check.
All right.
Roll me a Ye Olde luck.
A Ye Olde luck check. So close. No.
It doesn't. There's no comical keyhole here. There's a handle. You know, there's two big handles side by side.
Oh, it's a double door. Okay.
Sure. And
no. Ye Olde double door. Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So this fuckwit is not very good at the accent. I think there's a little part of Nicholas that this feels a little Dexter, but I think there's a little bit of that in Nicholas too, of like he just can't stand to see someone being incompetent in his presence.
Fix it.
Gotta fix it. And I think he turns one of the handles and he like peeks through. Get a look at this, broski.
So the voice on the other side is now saying, but we are each a prison, not a prisoner. Time makes prisons of us all. And Nicholas opens the door, and there's a bare wall on the other side.
Yeah, fucking course.
Make me a sand check real quick.
Yeah. Real quick, he said. Oh, take that. All right, pass.
Yeah, you're fine. No problem. But the problem is when he closes the door, the lines continue. Inside, each 1,000 voices still are trapped, that if they're freed, might fill this world with whispers of fear. And then that first voice is interrupted by a louder voice that says, 10 minutes to Craig! the first voice goes silent and never returns. Nicholas, the door swings open.
Oh, okay.
And there is a continued hallway on the other side now.
The door swung open on its own accord?
Yep, just sort of...
Cool. Okay, I thought that was an opportunity for me and the Whisper Labyrinth to sort of relate to one another, but no, that's fine. I don't care. That's... All the world's a stage, the men and women, the players. We have our entrances and exits, and I shall exit now. And we'll walk on down. Sipping that zero.
Surprising nobody who's paying attention. When you turn back, that door is not there at all. There's just
of course. Why would it? That would be ridiculous.
But then there's something weird. Well, sorry, that's the dumbest thing I've ever said on this show. There is something additional that is weird next, which is that on the floor in front of Nicholas here, every 30 to 40 feet, there is this little piece of paper. Like somebody had torn it off of something and left a trail behind them. So they could backtrack and see where they're going through this apartment hotel room place. It's carpeted here. There's wallpaper.
Was that not something once done by a certain Dexter McDonald? In the night floors? Okay.
Perhaps.
I think I did that.
I think you did too. In fact, I'm sure you did.
I'm sure.
And in fact, if Nicholas had been there in 1995, this is a lot what the night floors would look like.
Huh. Insatiably curious Nicholas Fowles is going to walk forward, take a sip of his Zima, look down at the scraps of paper, and be like, "Should I?" Yes. And he's just going to pick up a bit and just see, is there text of any sort?
I don't remember.
I can't remember what Dexter was ripping up.
I think it was just a blank note page or a notebook or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it was anything important.
Or did he take something? He probably took something from Margin that was important to her. Leanne.
Her childhood diary.
Started ripping stuff out of it. Yeah, something like that.
All right, let's go with that. It's Leanne's diary.
Yep. Just notes about just some kid's diary named
really
Leanne Cooley.
Loopy gel pen.
Right. Back to the other three.
Okay.
Marianne, Tommy, Thelma, you're following this trail of paper.
Oh.
And you smell alcohol and hear footsteps coming around a corner. The alcohol smells unappetizing.
I raise my flamethrower.
Nice.
I point down the flamethrower because I don't want that going on with your 0% heavy weapons.
I'll have my knife out with the flashlight in the other hand.
I got the irons ready.
The irons.
I'll swap, kind of put the flamethrower on my back, make sure the safety is probably still on. It was never turned off ever, probably, because I never actually got a chance to successfully use it, and then take out my gun instead.
Okay. So you're all armed, creeping up. Nicholas, on the other hand, how is Nicholas proceeding to this corner?
Armed with a Zima. And he's not looking up. I think he's following. He's like, oh
paper.
And he's like following. Oh, paper. Oh, ooh, piece of candy.
Nicholas,
I think he's like trying to piece the things together.
Yeah, you come toward this intersection, and I will say that even though it's a hotel, every several feet, you have like a bunch of the alcoves with soul bottles in them from various people. So maybe he's scanning those.
Still the labyrinth, yeah.
But then, Nicholas, you come across one that doesn't have a bottle in it. It looks like it's made for a bottle. And in fact, there's a little plaque at the bottom of the alcove. But sitting in the middle of the alcove is what appears to be a deck of tarot cards.
In the spot where the bottle should be.
Yeah.
Was that where Dexter's bottle was? Or
no?
I'm just,
There's a name on it. There's a plaque below it, like someone has engraved a name on. The name below it is Sesostris. M. Sesostris. Actually, it's M.M.E. or M.D.M.E. Sesostris.
MDME.
Like Madame, yes.
Okay. I'd like to roll for that. Like, this guy knows his...
roll me history check.
His mystical history.
Well, do you have history or just anything that's related in terms of like a knowledge thing?
Yeah, history, and alternatively, I would... remember, I have 4 art forms. One of them is performative mysticism, one that I created, but...
Yes.
I think this counts, performative mysticism.
Sure.
Okay.
I think so.
I say this because he has an 80 in art. Yep, that's
9
a
under
giant success. Yeah.
Yeah, that's yes, absolutely. So you stand there, and this story comes across your memory of this woman named Sesostris, but originally she went by a different name. And it was Triumphi was the first name that she used. In historical myth and legend, she operated in London in the 1600s, predicted the Great London Fire, floods, famine, pestilence, war.
And the other horsemen.
And all. And was like a confidant of John Dee, did a reading for Elizabeth I once, all that stuff, and just basically predicted destruction. But this deck here is unique from other tarot decks that you've seen before, in that it is highlighted with gold filigree, and it's almost like it's vibrating with a sort of power that Nicholas has rarely noticed in things before. But he doesn't feel any compunction about picking this up. He doesn't feel like he's stealing or violating any unspoken agreement. It's not a bottle, after all. It feels like maybe this deck was left here for him.
You said it has gold filigree?
Yes. It's it's in French. All the words there are in French, and it's gilded, basically. Like gold, yellowy gold color.
Let me ask you something. Can he see the faces of the cards, or the back of the cards, or both? Like, I don't know which way they're facing.
We'll say that at first that they're in like a little drawstring bag, like a velvet bag.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But he opens it up and he can draw them out, and they don't have like a box, He can just draw them out one by one.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna make this canon then, if you're okay with it. The backs of the cards look like that.
Yeah.
And I think he touches it and he feels that kind of, like you said, that like vibration of power, and he reaches into his pocket and he finds the Magician tarot card that Dexter left.
Yeah. When he looks at it this time, it's different. The one Dexter gave him.
Oh.
It's in French also now.
Oh. La Magician.
Le Magicien.
By the way, I didn't mean to do this, but Nicholas's outfit is almost exactly the opposite of the outfit of the Magician Tarot card. Just kind of worked out that way quite nicely.
Well, we could even say that the magician in the art now, his robe is blue, right? It looks more like Nicholas.
That. Yeah, ye olde
Right.
Nicholas. But I think he looks at that card and sees that it's changed, that it's in French. Nicholas speaks French, and that it looks more like him, and that reaffirms in his mind that whatever, he still can't remember what Dexter told him. He knew it was important, and he knew that it changed the way he thought about himself. It was almost less words and sounds that vibrated right on his brain's frequency. He couldn't tell you what he said if he thought about it now. But when he looks at that card seems to embody what it was Dexter spoke into his soul. And the more he looks at that card, the more it feels true. That this is me. Whatever I am and whatever this reality is, this is my place in it. It is to be this, whatever this is, to be the magician. And so he doesn't feel, as you said, no compunction. He just he thinks about that deck of tarot cards over there vibrating with power, and he feels internally, those are mine. Those not only are mine, they were always meant to be mine. And he reaches in and pulls out the cards and looks at them, and he flips it over and looks at the back and stares like straight at the yellow sign, and then just flips it back and continues looking through the cards.
And this may not come as a surprise. The magician card that you have matches the size and weight of the entire deck. And as you like flip through the what is called Le Roi en Jaune, the Yellow Emperor tarot deck, there is no magician card in there.
Correct. That is true.
So Nicholas has found the place where he fits.
Oh, I like that
And
very
he
much.
completes this deck. What does Nicholas say, do here?
This is the first time he's held a tarot deck in his hands, and he has held a tarot deck in his hands many times, but this is the first time he's ever held a tarot deck, wrapped his hands around them, and like he knows performative mysticism. He knows the way that people talk about these things. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but like a lot of people, when they get a new deck of tarot cards, the first thing they do is you're supposed to keep a deck of tarot cards in a proper receptacle. They're supposed to be in a bag, usually in a usually gold-lined bag, and you're supposed to take them, and a lot of people put them under their pillow at night, so that, and you sleep on it for a few nights, so that the cards become charged with your particular like energy resonance that become yours. And Nicholas has heard people talk about this. He's done it, of course, but like, he's always been like, that's bullshit, but I will tell other people that because isn't that interesting? But he never thought that they're cardboard. I believe he said that exact thing earlier in the season. These are pieces of cardboard. He doesn't believe that the cardboard is magic. But these are completely fucking different. Not only does he understand now why it is that people say that a deck can resonate with your energy. As he holds this one in his hand, it is to him. That's what he's feeling. It is. They are vibrating on the same frequency. And not just like he has completed the deck now by adding that magician card that was missing, this deck has completed a part of him that he didn't know was missing until he held them in his hands. It is a puzzle piece in his heart he didn't know was there.
And a concept floats through Nicholas's consciousness. And the concept is the play creates the world, and then the world creates the play.
Life imitates art, and art imitates life.
The three of you hear the voice of Nicholas Fowles around the corner of where you're standing right now. But it could be a trick.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking. I feel like I would like lower it at first, like lower my gun at first, and then remember where I am and kind of just like really quickly raise it back up and look whoever's closest to me and just look over at them. See if they heard it too.
I'll stride forward toward possibly Nicholas.
Okay. So you stride forward toward the corner confidently, heedlessly. You turn the corner.
Heedless.
Okay, so heedless but daggerful. And you round the corner, and there's Nicholas playing with cards.
Seriously?
Seriously.
We've been looking for you. You do realize we were being attacked by a giant paper tiger, right?
Oh, well, you know, it's okay. You got a latest Yu-Gi-Oh pack.
It's what?
You know, Yu-Gi-Oh with the Pot of Greed and the Dark Magician and the...
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah!
I can
Exodia.
I can truthfully say that Maple's got nothing on that. I'm drawing a complete blank on that.
Maple nor Million have any frame of reference for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. Maple knew a lot of things. Yu-Gi-Oh! Apparently was not one of them.
You're all together.
I have found something here that I believe is extremely important.
Well, like, the bottle we need?
No.
Oh.
No, it's
More
not.
bottles?
Different type
No,
of
I haven't.
bottle. Looks like it.
Oh, yeah. There's like a tiny bit of
Zima.
It turns out it was the bottle for someone named Zima, and
Yeah,
I just
Dave
drank
Zima.
their entire life. Their entire life
We'll
secret.
never know.
Poor Dave Zima.
Dave Zima.
Purpose in life.
I just
Too bad.
their purpose in life tasted delicious.
Mhm.
Did it?
I'd like everyone to make me an alertness check.
Oh, everyone, that's me too.
Nope.
So alert. I got a 12 under 61.
43 for
Damn.
69.
Hey,
Million
Yeah.
falls asleep.
I got.
So I'm confused by Zima.
Yes, Million is confounded by Zima, and it fumbles. Everybody else, as you sort of like look around,
Dave Zima.
yes, you realize that the hallways that you've met in converge not at a 90-degree angle, but at some other sort of acute angle. And as you look around, you realize that at the ends of these halls, they curve, almost as if they're forming a symbol, right? And that paper trail you were following, it continues on in another direction. It continues forward. And I want to be clear here. If you're looking for J.C. Linz's bottle, the only way you find it is with a critical success. So the fact that cast did a 69 for the entire cast
Nice.
is the reason that at the end of that hall, you see a full-size alcove, and it's lit strangely. You can't quite tell where the illumination is coming from. But there, sitting in the middle, is a pedestal, and on that pedestal is a bottle of ever-darkening layers of glass with what appears to be a cork in the top, and then melted yellow wax around the neck, the opening, the mouth. And pressed into that is the yellow sign. It has a plaque on it, just like every other bottle and just like every other funerary urn. And it's seated there, lit up at the end of this hallway.
Well, that's big.
Oh. I guess I'll go get that bottle.
Start walking that way.
But someone's got to get it.
I need to know where everyone is standing here.
Oh,
And
never
sort
a
of-
good thing for a GM to ask.
Probably just a step behind Million here.
He's stuck in his cards. He's standing.
I was gonna say I'll probably like follow a few. Like I'll probably. We've been looking for this for so long that I think it'll be disbelief that we have actually found it. That'll take Mayday a few extra seconds before she starts following.
Okay, so Mayday, and then maybe Nicholas after Mayday, bringing up with his cards. Nicholas, draw me a card. Tell me what you get.
Sure. Okay, hold on. I haven't shuffled these, so just 1 second. I'm just going to do a really rough shuffle. I haven't shuffled these since I bought them. All right, we're just gonna. All right, ready?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. The Roi de Denier, the King of Coins.
Can Nicholas do me a reading for that?
Sure, I can make it up. All right, so with the King of Coins here, we have looks like a very pensive monarch in sort of a turban setup with a crown, sitting atop a floating coin in the stars. The whole suit of coins. You know what? I should do this as Nicholas. The entire suit of coins generally represents things like earthly wealth, productivity, money, material goods, generally speaking. Here we have a king who is seated atop a gigantic coin, almost like a flying carpet, soaring into the stars. But as you can see from his expression, though it seems as if he has gathered all material wealth in the world, he's not satisfied by it.
It's not satisfied. And it's a strange juxtaposition that with this deck in his possession, Nicholas does feel a small degree of satisfaction, but not total satisfaction. It's still pushing him and pulling him forward. And that's what's illustrated as he realizes that Mayday is getting a little bit far away. And so he has to pick up the pace to keep up. And the entire team, M-Cell, all converge on this bottle. Million's the first one there. What do you do?
Well, one, can I see that's actually, DC Lynn's bottle?
As you look at it, there, etched into the metal plaque on the bottle itself, Jaycy Linz. JC Linz.
All right. I guess look around real quick to make sure it's not a weird fucking tiger bearing down on us.
Well, roll me an alertness check.
I can try. I can succeed. No, I can fail. Sorry. Failure is the word I wanted. I can fail.
You can fumble.
100 over 50.
Oh, wow.
You're struck with fear over that possibility. So you hesitate before you reach out and touch this bottle. What's everyone else doing?
Oh, Jesus. I go and I grab the bottle.
I was grabbing it.
Maltese,
You were freaking out.
Hesitated.
Maltese invokes the name of Jesus and reaches out and
that's
grabs
New Jersey
this bottle.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sunday sauce Jesus?
Sunday sauce Jesus. So he always calls his mom, and he's got and he wears flip flops just for the beach. But like when he, otherwise it's something else,
All at once, Maltese.
New Jersey.
All at once. Yes. Invoking the name of New Jersey. Maltese, you reach out and you grab the bottle. Do we need a moment? Because I'm having a dramatic moment here, and you just said New Jersey, and now everyone's losing.
I just took a drink and I was really fighting the urge to spit it out, and that made it even funnier. I'm good.
I don't know why New Jersey was so funny, but
it's very good.
I was very.
I'm not
proud
saying
of
it's
it.
not. It's very, very good.
New Jersey died for Sunday sauce.
You all say a quick prayer to New Jersey.
Sweet baby New Jersey.
And Michael, you reach out, and all at once, as you reach to grab it, you realize, maybe too late, I don't know, that this thing is mounted on some sort of mechanism. And as you pull at it, it sort of swings forward, mounted to this gear that's inside the pedestal itself, and it releases, the bottle releases from this mechanism with this loud crack. And the wall behind the alcove swings inward. A couple of things are going to happen. Each one of you, roll me a d20.
Ah, that's not one we use very often in this game.
Tis not.
Perfectly down the middle at a 10.
And it's
The
perfectly
least
down the
funny
middle.
number.
That's what it is.
14. Oh, my
Good rolls, 19, 14. I need one from it.
17. 76.
You have come into the possession of J.C. Linz's bottle. You all get that much sanity back.
Whoa! What?
Oh,
I got
I'm
the
so glad I rolled
lowest
high.
amount back. No.
Oh, I'm so glad I rolled high.
But the door swings in, and we've cut to black. And against this black background, we hear rushing wind. It seems like we're outside. And it's not like the first episode of Lost or other times on the show when someone has woken up, right? You're not on the floor of that house that's having an open house today. You're not in the bathtub where Dexter tried to suicide himself into Carcosa. You're just there. All of a sudden, you look around. You don't remember walking through that door within the alcove. You think you remember a stairwell there? But now that you look around, you see that you are standing, all four of you, on the rocky shore of a wind-swept lake. It is night, but you are outside. For the first time in a long time, you're outside. And the sky is dark with this thin layer of wispy clouds that barely cover 2 moons floating above you. And the sky is hung with iridescent, luminescent, black stars. Above all else, you feel as though you're being watched. And whenever you take an inventory of your state, there is a sense of dread and melancholy over everything. You don't know how long you've been here, but it's different than the Broad Alpin. Because depending on how you think about it, time warps and wefts and speeds up and slows down. And all around this lake, you see ruins of some ancient city. Some of the buildings that you can see on the horizon are sort of like domed, like the Kremlin, right? Others seem more modern or have used modern techniques. But most of them are marked with bullet holes and signs of explosions and collapsing. But most disturbingly, as you look around wordlessly, you get the sense that every time you don't look at them, the skyline changes in the corner of your eye. And when you look back, it's different. Welcome to Carcosa. And that's where we're going to end this season of Impossible Landscapes. You did it.
We got
wherever
you are.
We did it. Hooray! We fought the
Aaron
Maker, and
we got Carcosa.
And we navigated the Whisper Maze. We did it. We did it.
We've all gone crazy. Yeah.
We endured Charlie.
Yeah,
and
we haven't had a
survived the hotel problem, and we did it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm actually at maximum sanity at the moment of 59.
Not for long, baby.
Thanks, dog.
Hoop just posted New Jersey in chat, so thank you for that.
Thank you for New Jersey.
Praise be.
This has been this season feels like it's been going on forever, right?
Yeah, in a good way.
Because we started waking up out of the Broad Albin, and then you guys were on the run, and then there was Maple died, and then there was the fake police station, and then there was Richard Smelyansky, the demon lawyer, and
yeah, we started the season at the Dorchester, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. That
you started coming out of it. Yeah, you came out of it.
That feels forever ago.
Right. And really, the agents have come a really long way too, but not as long. Well, they're in Carcosa, etc. So next season, that's where we'll pick up. We don't know when that's going to be. I'm guessing this fall sometime. We'll probably take the summer off and come back together. If that works for all of you, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
But we're gonna play fun stuff in the meantime, right?
Sure, why not? I don't know what we've got planned, but I have no issue with playing stuff over the summer. And who knows what we'll run. Maybe we'll have a little bit of Blades in the Dark reunion. Maybe we'll do something else.
I really want to come back to our Blades in the Dark friends. That was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that was pretty fun.
Anything's limited by drawings.
I miss Cricket. I miss playing her.
Hoop wants to run Deathmatch Island for us.
I am so down for that too.
Me too.
We have plans within plans.
Plans on
layers and layers. But I guess that's it. We'll go around and tell us if you've got something else going on in the meantime, and just sort of give us a little goodbye to your character for a little bit, and we'll pick up on them again this fall sometime. So we'll go in reverse order. So from right to left, we'll start with Lonnie. Lonnie, I don't know. I feel like I should give you just a highlight of the whole season, but really, like we said at the beginning of the episode, Thelma's gone on a journey, and but not only that, and I've said this several times, but you as a role player this season have gone on a journey, and I've seen you grow, and I've seen angry Lonnie, and you know what I mean, and it's been great. It's been really great playing with you. So, what's going on with you? How do you feel about how Thelma feels, and now what?
Thelma went into this, keep in mind, thinking that she was gonna finally be able to make a difference in the real world, and now she's like 7 dimensions away from that.
Maybe she'll be able to make a difference in the fake real world.
Maybe, and she's clinging on hope to that. But I think at this point she wants to punch the King in Yellow in the face, or use the flamethrower on him. Maybe use the flamethrower on him. If I figure out how to use it, actually, let me make sure
flamethrower lessons first.
Well, hey,
I know a guy
now. I have a whopping 1% in heavy weapons because I failed at it, and I get to re-roll at the end of the session. So
somebody is learned.
I can get you flamethrower lessons from a demon. Just say the word.
It's true.
I know. I got a guy.
You know what's funny is
go.
we didn't see much of Nicholas in the second half of the season, and so the question remains: can he still summon demons wherever he is?
Oh, or that he's already summoned too.
With fucking panache, baby. I got magic in me.
He's
got
magic.
magic in me.
Lonnie, do you have anything else coming up?
I actually do not. So now I'm very confused because, like, what do I do on Thursdays?
Don't worry about it.
We'll find something for you to do. Don't worry.
We'll find something.
Good, because I don't have streams right now.
Parcheesi.
Weird. Yeah, I could play Parcheesi. I could play Wormspan.
Oh, what's that?
If anyone has ever played Wingspan, it is the adorable dragon version of it.
You could go rollerblading.
How about I do physical therapy from the last time I do that?
Nah, that's probably a better idea.
Yeah, when Delta Green isn't happening, I hurt myself rollerblading and need to get physical therapy and a brace for it.
True.
So
Whole rules have to come
somebody
out
please give me something to do on Thursdays.
We'll work on it.
But this has been fantastic, and I love all of you, and I'm so excited for Carcosa in season 4.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna get wild. It's gonna be. I can't wait. I've been me being me. I've already started prepping chapter 4 and doing sounds and music and just figuring out like what the pace of the season will be. And it's just wild and it's really cool. So
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we'll see familiar faces. We'll see unfamiliar, scary things, and it's gonna be great. Thank you, Lonnie. We love you. Jana, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, you played 2 characters this season.
I did play 2 characters this season. I played Agent Maple, followed by Agent Million. Both are Marianne Johnson.
But one's really Marianne Johnson, and one's fraudulently Marianne Johnson.
The other one is Deborah Brown. Dun dun dun.
That was cool. I'm glad we did that. That's probably my highlight of the season is figuring out that transition with you.
Yeah, thank you for
and
helping
it was
with
your
that.
idea, but to like go through with that and to be like, we unlocked the real Marianne Johnson's backstory is really fucking dope.
Yeah, thank you for letting me do that, even though I flip-flopped before that character decision happened. Only Doc knows how I flip-flop.
It's true.
Only?
It's true.
Okay.
Well, I mean...
I know Jana's flip-flopping intimately.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot.
Master Nyarlathotep is all I will say.
Hey,
Listen.
I came up with Rana pretty fast.
Oh.
No, I was talking about. Anyway.
Jana, do you have anything else happening this summer? Do you have anything you're looking forward to? Are you still doing your artsy streams?
Yes,
Tell
I
us-
am.
tell us about it.
I didn't do this last week, but so you can find me on Twitch here at Cyberella Draws, where on Tuesdays at 6:30 Eastern, my friend Exorcism Slip and I do chat and draws.
Yes.
Fun things. Other than that, I have no other streams. So.
All right. So we got to find something to fill the spaces, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, word. Cool. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for both Mariannes. I like one of them better than the other, but I won't say which.
The old lady.
It's my lore for the week. Colin, I am sorry you had a long day.
It was terrible.
I am so glad you came in tarot ablazing with that King in Yellow tarot deck. And we can work that in because really like I could find something from the season that I loved. You played 4 characters this season, different ones. And that was amazing in itself. But this realization and this thing we came to today with Nicholas is the missing part of this deck, you know? But
That was so
also
cool.
he finds where he fits. And you're absolutely right. I did the whole paper trail thing because I'd rewatched season 1 episodes today.
Oh, yeah.
And wanted to like have some throwbacks. So in the first half, you didn't see it. The group encountered Michael Whitworth tied to a table through a crack in the wall and almost saw the team from 1995. And all this stuff. So there's time travel fucky shit. But
yeah, of course.
that was such a beautiful moment with the meaning of the deck. And yeah, Madame Triumphi Sorostris waits for Nicholas at the Masquerade to do a reading for him. I can't wait.
Yeah, and I had no idea. It's funny though. Like, great. See, good GMs pay attention, man. You got to like to the fine details, right? Just like, yeah, honestly, the paper trail is actually a pretty good metaphor for it here. There's little players are tossing out little tiny breadcrumbs left and right, and you just got to notice them. And if you can, Justin's really good at that. If you can find those little tiny things and pick them back up later, it makes the players feel really, really cool. And like, I had no idea Justin was going to do that with the Terror deck at all, but I've been showing off the Terror deck because I got a PDF and I showed it to everybody, and then I got the actual one in the other day, and I pointed out, and I had no idea we were going to use this, that I thought it was kind of funky that there's no magician in the King in Yellow Terror deck. It's a standard card in most Terror decks. In fact, it's usually Major Arcana #1, but there isn't one in the King in Yellow Terror deck, and Justin remembered that, and that fit so beautifully that I had dropped the Magician Tarot card ago when Dexter left, and Justin remembered and picked up that little breadcrumb and put it in there, and it made Nicholas's character. It made Nicholas's character make sense in the end. I mean, there was I think it was very fun, the journey with Nicholas this season of finding out who this it is, because he has no idea who he is. He is a character that he plays. He doesn't know who Nicholas Fowler is. He is a persona that he puts on the internet. Basically, he has no fucking idea who he actually is as a person, and having to have his
tarot card.
Yeah, he is. Damn it! Having to like having his arc be that he can become, the thing that he's meant to be.
I like to think he was the fool. Beautiful. He was the blank slate, and now he's the magician, and just slides right in. Fits.
He's working his way through the Major Arcana, because the Fool is 0 in the Major Arcana, so he's now on 1. All right, we got like 23 more to go, 22 more to go. That was just delightful. I love it, and also, obviously for me, a season highlight is getting to finally bid a proper farewell to my beloved Dexter McDonald, who is. Dexter might be like my favorite character I've ever played. I just love being him. I fucking love being Dexter. I disappear into that character, and I adore being him, and I'm really going to miss him, but it was really cool to give him a nice send-off. I
fully suggest anyone, really, but especially Turk and Colin, if you haven't had a chance to go back, just watch one of the episodes from Season 1. There's ties to this season, but there's also just like stuff that I forgot, and I've seen how characters develop and stuff, and it's really cool. Anyway, that's all I'm doing.
I miss the Dexter Michael interactions the most, because
they were so good.
They were so much fun. So good. But everyone had a lovely arc this season. It was really, really great to see the characters change and develop, and you hit it, Justin, to see the players too. I mean, I saw sides of your role play this season that I haven't seen before. And I was especially Lonnie, because I never got to see Rage Lonnie before, and so I just growth.
She doesn't exist.
It was you bullying an old man, I will hold deep to my. When you dump like chili on an old man, that will be in my heart forever.
Here's the promise I'll make. As you have left the world behind and you are in Carcosa, anyone can be here. All the rules of reality are off, but I promise that Charlie isn't.
Thank you.
My one thing
as much as I want him to be. Hey, welcome to Carcosa.
I never did that thing that Asa Darabani wanted me to do.
No, you didn't. Oh, that I know. We'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody developed really lovely. It was great, and I'm just really proud of all of you. It was lovely.
Thanks, buddy. Love you. I can't wait for season 4.
Yeah, and I'm not doing anything else, so I'm waiting for you guys. Well, I would like to play Jim.
Other Doc points out, Charlie comes around. First episode next season, he's got a basket full of brochures, coupons, and samples.
Welcome to Cook.
Welcome to Here You Go. This right here. This is a coupon for Chili's. I've got a
No,
Chili's down the road.
it's pronounced Chillis.
Chili's. That's right.
There's a coupon for Chillis.
For Chili's.
In
Colin, I love you.
I love you.
God.
I'll see you
I
next
gotta
time.
talk to. I gotta talk to Turk.
You gotta talk
to Turk because I've gone too long without talking to him. Turk, at first glance, Maltese Tommy has done the least changing this season, but I think that it's just more subtle, and I can see Tommy wrestling internally, and that was a highlight of the season for me, just because Tommy, like, he wants to just like not submit. He wants to not admit to what's going on, but also to like just grit his teeth and press forward. I'm curious as to what you think.
Oh, I think Tommy's whole thing was that he wasn't exposed as much as everyone else to all of the corruption, as you know, last episode. He has the lowest
corruption of the group.
Corruption score. So he doesn't have as much like innate connection to the place, and so he, I think, can be very objective minded. Right now, I think that's what he's holding on to. Is that fire and fighter instinct? He sees Carcosa as a house on fire, and he knows the goal is there's someone in here who needs rescuing. He's done that before. You know, he knows he needs to keep his team close. He needs to keep them connected. He can be annoyed with them. He can be, he can think they're insane, but he needs to keep them together because that is his lifeline, especially when shit gets weird.
Yeah.
And
you didn't keep me close when a literal house was burning on fire around me.
That's rude and terrible. How dare you? Because if Maltese was there, imagine how awesome that would be for him. He'd be like, "Oh my god, a house on fire! I know exactly what." Anyway,
hooray!
Don't you forget who kept you close.
He was busy with Sam and Gina.
Shut up! You're in my stomach. Anyway,
he's in your stomach.
I can't believe the Maltese
I'm gonna give you the Magnolia.
Runs. I can't believe the Maltese Magnolia fanfiction ended up in Vor, but like, all right.
Who could have called that?
Drank me.
But yeah, I'm looking forward.
Keep talking. My dog's at the door. I'm gonna let my dog in for the finale.
You're good. No,
go ahead.
I think it was what's been fun with Maltese is being the most sane person in the room, and like everyone's like, oh yes, of course, we have to manifest this thing. Being like, what?
Yeah.
Naturally we're playing in loops because that's how the Hotel Brawl is. Like he didn't he didn't go on a murder spree in the hotel, even though we had the loop to do so. He was in the he didn't like spend the entire time calling up relatives. I'm gonna call everyone out, don't worry. He wasn't doing whatever the hell that Mythic was doing in his spare time. He was still objective oriented while he was insane. Yeah. And so I think that's been fun to play, and I'm interested to see how long I can keep that going forward. But you did give me a big boost. I'm seeing it's 72 sanity. So
wow, that is huge, man.
My brain's over there.
I will share this though, that of course, like here in Carcosa, the sanity losses are going to be going up too in average. I'm really eager to see Tommy and Carcosa and what that's like.
With every temp insanity, it do activate the split personality as well. So
that's true.
More of Magnolia in the future as well. So I need to get myself some classes.
Oh, yes. Anyway, that's it. That's a wrap. Turk, do you have anything coming up you want to promo?
Well, just the usual suspects. I will say with Delta Green hitting its finale, I'm also very close to finale with another show over on Neil Night's Roleplay. Of course, I will say I am Turk or Turk Accented. If you too witness the dual moons and see the wreckage of the inner city and yearn to cross its shores in yon boat, the amount of stories just about people crossing the river into Carcosa that I've listened to. Not good stuff we're going towards. Hello. I fought a tiger today, and I came out of it technically unscratched. Anyway, we are approaching our conclusion with By a Shadow Peace, which is a Wrath and Glory campaign over on Neil Roleplay. It's been very fun. Not as much sanity loss, but just as much like physical health loss. Because oh my gosh, it's Warhammer 40,000, and I'm playing a Space Marine, and I almost got my ass handed to me, quite literally. So we're gonna see how this goes in the future, because I was able to we all loaded up and equipped, and it's gonna be tough. Anyway, next week is my full Lost Caravan week. I'll be here for Old Gods of Appalachia and Nova. That's going to be next Tuesday and Wednesday, respectively. Though what we're doing next Thursday, I suppose we'll figure out in the meantime. Maybe it's a week off.
I think there's something that we have. There's something scheduled for next Thursday, I think.
Maybe.
I forget what it is.
I don't know. Maybe there's something cool you should check out anyway. So be sure to check us out there. And then the week after that, I will say I'm over on Neon Knights Roleplay, where I GM Oathsworn, Odyssey Dragon Lords. In case you haven't been watching that, we had a banger episode. It's high fantasy Greek mythology D&D. It's been really fun to run. I think more people should watch it.
I'll swing by when I can.
Absolutely. And you know, if you haven't joined us thus far, feel free to jump in whenever, because we're always doing recaps, because my players forget things. Anyway,
yes, they do.
I also the 25th, actually, big point here, is going to be the first potential live episode of Tears of Divinity, the follow-up to Frozen Rain, an award-nominated Lancer series.
Robots.
I know. So if you were a fan of Frozen Rain in regards, you should absolutely see the follow-up, because, oh my gosh, we are putting a lot of work in just for our intro, to say nothing of how the session 0.5 that we recorded and played through went. I am very excited for episode 1. You'll know it when you see it. That's not like a bit. That's literally the title. Anyway, also By a Shadow Piece. But yeah, make sure you support the people you see on screen here. They're incredible. And keep following the channels. Anyway, that's way too much out of me. I'll pass it over to Doc.
Thanks. No, here's too much from me. Just as a reminder, join the Lost Caravan Discord. Check out other seasons and other shows on our YouTube channel or on the VODs. Right now in the Lost Caravan Discord, there's a bunch of casting calls. We've got some long-term series. We've got some one-shots for next month. You can go and see if anything tickles your fancy there, but you should just poke around, see what you can find. And you can also just hang out with a bunch of really great people. It's a great place for that too. One more time, thank you to Epidemic Sound. Thank you to Hydra Crit. Thank you to Soul Muppet Publishing. I just put Hydra Crit in the middle there just to try and keep it casual.
And thank you to Zima.
And thank you to Zima for, oh, look at this, Hydra Crit backwards. And thank you to chat. Thank you for everyone who came in and watched. I know a lot of people were here like watching every week or catching up when they can. And we appreciate it. And it makes us feel good about what we're doing. And I think that these folks on your screen deserve to be celebrated. I'm Doc Grimbo. Doc Grimbo is also my Twitch channel where I play imaginary cowboy dollies. I have a little cowboy boy who just got promoted to undersheriff in fantasy Old West times. And so he's a lot of fun to play, and you should come by and check that out sometime if you can. Later this month, on the 23rd and then the 30th, I am going to be running a 2-part of Eat the Reich, the new game from Rowan Rook and Deckard, with an amazing cast. We just had our session 0 last night. They are vampires. Hitler doesn't stand a chance. They're going to see what he tastes like. Spoiler, amphetamines. Thank you everyone for hanging around. Thank you to the cast. Thank you to sponsors. We're going to be doing a raid to Tabletop Titties. That's what I said. So everyone stick around and tell them hi from greetings from Carcosa. Ooh, that's what I should do for next season. Next season's promo, we're gonna have those like old timey postcards that say greetings from Carcosa. That's what it's going to be. Thank you everyone for hanging around. Thanks Lost Caravan. Thank you Hoop for running tech for us this season so much. And everyone, until next time, good luck finding your bottle. Bye.
Yes, Daddy.